All right, welcome to the Sci-Fi Express Zone. Express Lane. What the heck am I talking about? Express Zone. Express Lane. My idea, my thought, my mistake. How about that? Anyway, I'm on my way to the JOB to motivate these students and get this learning. And I'm thinking, why is Black Panther more impactful than The Wizard of Oz? And this is a question I posted back on Monday, October 17th, and it went viral. Now, mind you, it was a fleeting thought that I had on a panel at Multiverse in Atlanta over the weekend, all right, that 14th, 15th weekend, right, of October and 2022. And when it came to, talking about adaptations and things of that nature, Black Panther always comes up. Black Panther is a comic book adaptation of the comic book Black Panther, right? And same name. And then I told him, I said, we were saying that, if makeovers and reboots and all these things are done right, people loving them. It's when they done wrong and they feel like they're overly pandering to the feminists and LGBT and the black community that it really feels fake. I said, but it's been done and it's been done right and people have loved it. And then I said, give the example of the fantasy story, The Wizard of Oz. The Judy Garland version, the 1934, I think, that was already the 8th remake, right? But the play, written by 3 people, I can't remember, I think Luther Vandross was one of them. They did it in the 70s and did a play called The Wiz, and that was phenomenal. That was a black version with all we know is Stephanie Mills singing Dorothy. Even with Diana Ross in the movie, Stephanie Mills is our favorite rendition of home. When I think of home, I think of a place. It's off the chain. I would love to. I'm gonna play it on my Facebook page today, right? Just to give the Queen, because they both divas. Dorothy and Stephanie Mills and Diana Ross. But when they did the movie, they didn't get Stephanie Mills. I don't know what the controversy was, but we know, Quincy Jones, that's his people's, was Diana Ross, and he's cast Michael Jackson. And this is the pre-Thriller Michael Jackson. But he was still big, because he was coming out the Jackson 5, and he had already had a couple of a couple albums of MJ, but he wasn't the Thriller breakout Michael Jackson that we know as the megastar. This was the star Michael Jackson. And the movie, The Wiz, actually helped Michael Jackson. And then they brought in some new songs. They brought in Richard Pryor to play the Wiz. They didn't have no munchkin midgets. It was dark because I remember being scared. I seen the play and I saw the movie. I seen the play on Broadway and I saw the movie, but I remember being scared of the flying monkeys. And the way they did it in the play was they flew them over the audience. It was interactive. It was really hot, right? So I remember all that. I think The Wiz was ahead of its time. I think it was too good because it was directed by a white dude and it was supported by Hollywood. Black Panther was too. Let's not even get into that. But the level of stars, Nipsey Russell, right, that was involved in The Wiz was like outdid all white fantasy. And outdid the original Judy Garland version. As much as people want to, love it, it's ridiculous. Now, there's a cult following around Judy Garland because that was the first breakout one. But if you gotta ask people which one is better, man, the Wiz probably gonna win. All right, now, when it comes to Black Panther outdoing the Wiz, I posed that statement, and on social media, it really took off. I mean, it's got to be 4,000 views now. And this is on my Monster Panel page that rarely gets 60 views. Most of the time it gets 2 and 10 and 13. So I haven't gotten over 500 in years, right? I think I was on the hurricane, on my roof during a hurricane, and that went 4,000. So I know this one is going to break it. But it's a good question. I remember when I thought of the question, I was like, damn, the Wiz was there. The Wiz is fantasy. Black Panther is a comic book, and I like it, but superheroes. Fantasy is bigger than superheroes, right? But no, Black Panther is the game changer. And like some people said in the comic books, the environment was riper. The Wiz came out, there was no Octavia Butler. We might have had Samuel Delaney, but Charles Saunders, these dudes was not around. They didn't start writing until after the Wiz, really. Okay? Now we have Stephen Barnes, we've had L.A. Banks, hitting that generation, right? My man William Sims, who gets no credit unless I'm talking about him. Who else? Now we have Milton Davis, the Jeans, Glenn Paris, Jeff Carrolls, all these people. I'm not naming anybody in particular. Everybody's a part of it, right? This whole new era that's, State of Black Science Fiction, the Black Science Fiction Society, blacksci-fi.com, all my comic book people. We didn't have Static Shock when the Wiz came out, okay? We didn't have a Milestone. They came out before, so now look at all the things. We don't have Milestone independent now, but, Milestone's back. We've got everybody. We got 50 million Second Sight. We got 50 million Avant, black publishing companies. We got Kickstarter heroes, David Crowson and Glenn and Tuskegee Heirs. You know what I'm saying? So, we got that. Then we got independent film. I got my movies out. The Black Nun, Stay Out. So we have that all going on at the same time. And Ryan Coogler came out of the Black Film Festival and the Black Filmmakers Movement. We didn't really have black filmmakers. This was, before Spike Lee when The Wiz came out. It might have inspired Spike Lee. Now we got Tyler Perry Studios. Come on, y'all. Black Panther was filmed at Tyler Perry Studios. All right? So when we talk about why was Black Panther more impactful than The Wiz, the infrastructure was there. The infrastructure was set up to support it. We had already had the black comic book conventions. We already had ECBOC. We had Onyx Fest. We had Chem Fest. We had the Black Comics Fest. You know what I'm saying? We had all these Motor City Black Age of comics, right? We had all these. We had Black Film Festival. We had Black Book Fairs, kickbacks, all going on, ready, right. This is now we got street lit. You understand? We got street lit now. We have all of this stuff. We got black comic book stores. We got black bookstores. You understand? Black theaters. So when the movie came out, it had a hip hop soundtrack. When The Wiz came out, hip hop was in its early stages, Run DMC stage. Now we've got independent rap labels that don't need any white connection. They don't need white distribution. They don't need any of that. We got artists going straight there. So Black Panther was that. Not only that, Black Panther continued something that had already started, which was black science fiction. Black speculative fiction, y'all. We have had that for years, you know, and black people, the Hudlin brothers had already stepped in, and friends of black people like Jonathan Mayberry. But Christopher Priester is the one that took this jungle cat, wild dude, damn near Black Tarzan type action hero called Black Panther, gave him some real serious teeth in Wakanda, based it on the homie women, right, and built a whole conversation, whereas the Wiz was banging, but it didn't go as deep into story depth as Black Panther did. Now, Black Panther also went to Africa. The Wiz and Oz had to stay in Oz. They didn't fully trick out Oz as an African place. It more so became a disco place, right? Oz was like the disco center. And this might be more Afrofuturism than even Black Panther, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't speak that language at the time. So Black Panther is speaking kente cloth, speaking jollof rice, you know, it's got the music, it got the drums. It was right for us, you know, black people's ready to reconnect, black to Africa, you know, Africa is ready to reconnect with Black America and the diaspora. The diaspora is in there. Black Panther gave us The Woman King, the greatest movie dealing with the time period that slavery took place in. So there's a lot. I have no idea, you know, what the Wiz was doing. I'm gonna say the Wiz was probably too good for itself. It topped out. Nobody probably could think they could do it. You already got Diana Ross, the greatest soul singer, the queen of soul, and then you got Michael Jackson, the king of R&B, right? Unbelievable. How you gonna top that? You can't even top that right now. Who you gonna put? You know what I'm saying? Who you gonna put? Beyonce? No, she ain't Michael Jackson. Nobody. There's no Michael Jackson right now. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly, please, he was never close. So to talk about what we got right now, we might be able to, you know, put somebody in Diana Ross's shoes, but we ain't got nobody to fill Michael Jackson's shoes. Not to mention, even if he wasn't Michael Jackson at the time, he became somebody. We don't have nobody that's slated to become Michael Jackson. He done made the movie popular, make it so bad. It was the only movie he was in. Come on, you're not gonna get that. That's lightning in a bottle. However, what changed the game was Black Panther. Let's not get it twisted. Now we got a sequel coming out, slew of comic books, tie-in novels. It's going there. It's going there. You know. Hopefully, I get in the next Black Panther. What do you call it? I get in the next Black Panther circle of success. But that's part of the reason. So when people ask, why is Black Panther more impactful than The Wiz was, even though The Wiz was a great movie and it was inspiring, it didn't have the environment ripe. Sometimes you can strike a match, and if the ground isn't dry, it's not going to start a fire, you know. And Black Panther came at a time that the world was ready for it. We had already had black president, you know, so we were ready for it, you know, and that's really why. And then all of the elements, it was definitely good. It was definitely African. There's elements of the story that makes it really powerful, but I'm not gonna say The Wiz wasn't on that level either. But that's what makes Black Panther more impactful than The Wiz. All right, y'all. That's me speaking my piece on this question that just came up. I'm really happy that it came up because I don't think The Wiz gets enough respect. Maybe this conversation will spark somebody to do a Wiz comic book anthology. I'd love to participate in that. Novel anthology. Shoot, maybe we'll go back and revisit it. I know this dude made mad money off of doing that, the Hatter, which was inspired by Alice in Wonderland, and he just did a comic book off of that. So you never know. I'm gonna look into seeing if there's a way for me to do something legally, spend off of The Wiz, because I think it really deserves it, and delve more into the universe. All right. But until then, like, subscribe, and share. And of course, me, I love to talk, so make some comments. But I want to do one of these live, so I think there's 1,000 people. I don't even think I'm halfway. All right, but Jeff Carroll out, the Sci-Fi Express lane. Paul, peace.